Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to unpack this journey from those sometimes frustrating early chatbots to the emergence of something much more powerful, agentic AI. We're using an article from the OpenAPI Hub community called From Chatbots to Agentic AI, the Future of Conversational Systems. It really highlights how far conversational AI has come.
Yeah, it's a pretty incredible evolution. We're moving beyond just those basic question and answer bots to AI systems that can reason, make decisions, and act independently to achieve those complex goals.
And to illustrate this, we're going to follow the journey of a company called FabriX AI.
Okay.
They've been in the conversational AI game for a while now.
Yeah, they've been on the leading edge. Back in 2015, they started with TapTap, an AI-powered ed tech product used by over 150,000 students in Hong Kong. It provided real-time feedback for music and language learning, which was pretty innovative at the time.
Wow. Personalized learning at that scale back in 2015.
Yeah.
That's impressive. But then they moved beyond education, right?
Right. In 2017, they developed a Chatbots, an intent-based chatbot for the hotel industry. It was used by around 50 hotels for things like booking rooms, answering guest questions. This is where they started to encounter some of those limitations of traditional chatbots.
Yeah. We've all been there trying to book something or get information from a chatbot and just ending up frustrated. What was it about those early chatbots that made them so limited?
A lot of it comes down to how they were designed. They relied heavily on intent matching. So where the chatbot tries to figure out what you want by looking for specific keywords in your message.
Right.
But human language is nuanced, complex. If you didn't phrase your request in a way the chatbot expected, it would struggle to understand.
Like that classic example of trying to book a hotel room. You say, I need a room with a king-size bed, and the chatbot gets it. But if you say, I need a spacious room for me and my partner, it might not understand.
Exactly. The chatbot is looking for that exact keyword, king-size bed. It can't really grasp the underlying meaning or intent behind your request.
So frustrating. And I remember those early chatbots had another major flaw. They couldn't seem to remember anything from past interactions. You'd have to repeat information constantly, like you were dealing with a goldfish.
Yeah, that lack of memory was a huge limitation. Early chatbots essentially treated each interaction as a brand new conversation. They couldn't retain context or use information from previous interactions to provide a more personalized or efficient experience.
So you'd be stuck repeating your order number, your account details, your entire life story every time you interacted with the chatbot. What a nightmare.
Right, and this inability to learn and adapt was another big issue. While some chatbots could be trained to a limited extent by adding new keywords or phrases, they couldn't really learn dynamically from user interactions or feedback.
So they were basically frozen in time, unable to keep up with the evolving needs and preferences of users.
Exactly. And because they were designed for very specific tasks, their functionality was static. Trying to get them to do anything outside of their pre-programmed capabilities was almost impossible.
So they were great if you needed to do a very specific thing, but as soon as you deviated from that path, you were out of luck.
Pretty much. And all of these limitations led to low user adoption. People were frustrated with the experience, and businesses weren't seeing the full potential of automation. It became clear that a new approach was needed.
And that's where Agentic AI comes in.
Yes, Agentic AI represents a fundamental shift in thinking about and designing conversational AI systems.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What makes Agentic AI so different from those early chatbots?
Well, Agentic AI incorporates reasoning and decision-making. It's not just matching keywords. It's actually trying to understand the context of the conversation and figure out the best course of action.
So they're not just reacting to specific prompts, they're actually thinking for themselves.
In a sense, yes. They can process information, evaluate different options, and make judgments based on the situation. It's like they have their own internal logic and can come up with solutions independently.
That sounds way more sophisticated than those old chatbots. Can you give me an example of what this might look like in the real world?
Let's say you're interacting with an Agentic AI for insurance claims. You could ask it a question about your policy, and it could not only give you the answer, but also proactively pull up relevant documents or suggest next steps based on your specific situation.
That would be amazing. It's like having a personal assistant who really understands your needs and can anticipate what you might need next.
Exactly. And unlike traditional chatbots, which are pretty much stuck in their predefined lane, Agentic AI can handle dynamic task execution.
Meaning?
It means they can break down complex goals into smaller steps, figure out the best way to accomplish each step, and even adjust their approach based on new information or changes in the situation. They're not limited to simple linear tasks.
So they're more adaptable and flexible. They can think on their feet.
Exactly. Let's take that insurance claim example again. A traditional chatbot might only be able to answer basic questions about your policy. But an agentic AI could actually guide you through the entire claims process, from gathering information to submitting documents to negotiating with the insurance company.
Wow, that would be incredibly helpful. It sounds like agentic AI could really streamline complex processes and make life easier for everyone involved.
That's the goal. And another key difference is the ability to continuously learn and adapt. Agentic AI systems are constantly refining their understanding of user preferences, interaction patterns, and even improving their decision-making based on feedback.
So they're constantly getting smarter and more attuned to the needs of the user.
Precisely. It's not a one-time training session. They're always learning and evolving, which makes them much more powerful and versatile than those early chatbots.
So we've gone from rigid, memoryless chatbots to agentic AI systems that can reason, adapt, and learn. It sounds like a huge leap forward.
It is. And to really understand what makes agentic AI tick, we need to delve into the core design patterns that enable these capabilities.
Okay, I'm ready to go deeper. What are these design patterns that make agentic AI so powerful?
Well, the first one is memory. And this time we're not talking about the lack of it. Agentic AI systems can retain information about past interactions, both within a single conversation and across multiple interactions. This allows them to provide more personalized and context-aware responses.
So finally, no more repeating yourself endlessly to a chatbot. It's like they actually remember you and your previous interactions.
Exactly.
Huh.
This contextual memory is a game changer for creating a more natural and helpful user experience.
Okay, memory is crucial. What's the next design pattern?
The second pattern is planning. Agentic AI uses structured decision-making frameworks to operate autonomously. It can take in information, figure out the best course of action to achieve a particular goal, and then create a plan to get there.
So it's not just reacting to each individual input, it's actually thinking ahead and strategizing.
Right. It's like the AI has its own internal project manager. Let's say you're using Agentic AI to help you book a trip. It needs to consider your preferences, your budget, available flights and accommodations, and then come up with a step-by-step plan to book the best possible trip.
Wow, that's impressive. It's like having a personal travel agent who can handle all the details and make sure everything runs smoothly.
Exactly. And this planning ability is what enables Agentic AI to handle complex tasks that require multiple steps and can adapt to changing circumstances along the way.
Okay, memory and planning, two essential elements for agentic AI. What's the third design pattern?
The third pattern is tool utilization. Agentic AI systems can be integrated with a wide range of external tools and data sources using APIs. This allows them to extend their capabilities far beyond what they could do with just their internal knowledge and processing power.
So it's like giving them a toolbox full of specialized gadgets to tackle different tasks.
Exactly. They can access databases, software applications, online services, and much more. And the key here is that they're not just randomly using these tools. They're choosing the right tool for the right job based on the context of the task and the desired outcome.
So it's about strategic tool selection and utilization. They're not just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. They're being smart and efficient about it.
That's right. And this ability to leverage external tools and data sources is a key part of what makes agentic AI so powerful and versatile.
Okay, so we've got these three core design patterns, memory, planning, and tool utilization that really set agentic AI apart from those early clunky chatbots. It's clear that agentic AI offers a whole new level of capability and sophistication. But how is this all playing out in the real world? Can you give me some concrete examples of agentic AI in action?
Absolutely. FabricXAI, the company we mentioned earlier, has been putting agentic AI to work in a number of industries with some pretty amazing results.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me about some of their success stories.
One great example is how they helped an insurance company automate their email-to-form process. Insurance companies receive tons of emails from customers with all sorts of important information, claims, details, policy updates, inquiries, you name it. But because those emails are unstructured and come in all different formats, it can be a huge headache to extract the relevant data and get it into the right system.
I can imagine. It's like trying to make sense of a mountain of handwritten notes, each one written in a different style and with different abbreviations and jargon.
Exactly. It's incredibly time-consuming and error-prone. So Fabric AI came up with an agentic AI solution that could read those emails, understand the content, and then automatically populate the company's internal forms with the correct information.
So it's basically an AI system that can read and understand emails and then translate that information into a structured format. That sounds pretty amazing.
It is. And it goes beyond just simple keyword matching. The AI agent uses natural language processing to really understand the meaning of the text, even if it's poorly formatted or contains typos. It can then extract the key data points, like policy numbers, claim details, customer information, and accurately input that data into the appropriate fields, even if those fields are constantly changing or updating.
Wow, that's seriously impressive. But what about accuracy? I mean, we're talking about sensitive information here. How can they be sure the AI is getting it right?
That's where the continuous learning aspect of agentic AI comes in. As the AI agent processes more emails, it learns to better recognize different formats and writing styles, improving its accuracy over time. And if it does make any errors, those can be flagged and corrected, allowing the AI to learn from its mistakes and get even smarter.
It's like a self-improving system. The more it works, the better it gets. So what was the impact of this agentic AI solution for the insurance company?
The results were phenomenal. They saw a 70% reduction in the amount of time employees had to spend manually processing emails. That freed up their staff to focus on more complex tasks that require human judgment and interaction.
That's a huge efficiency gain. I can see how that would make a big difference for their bottom line.
Absolutely. And on top of that, they saw significant improvements in data accuracy, which is critical in the insurance industry. This led to faster claim processing, fewer errors, and happier customers.
It's a win-win situation. Okay, so agentic AI conquered the email monster. What other real-world problems has it been tackling?
Another fascinating case study involves an internal documentation assistant that FabricX AI developed for enterprise IT development teams. Think about all that technical documentation that software developers have to wade through: API specifications, architecture diagrams, troubleshooting guides. It's overwhelming.
I can only imagine. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack of technical jargon.
Exactly. So Fabric AI created an agentic AI solution that transformed all those static documents into an interactive conversational interface. Instead of digging through endless PDFs and wikis, developers could now simply ask the AI agent for the information they needed, using natural language.
So they basically created a super smart search engine for technical documentation.
That's a good way to put it. But it's more than just a search engine. This AI agent can understand the context of your query and retrieve not just the list of documents, but the specific sections or answers that are most relevant. It can even search across multiple documents to piece together information from different sources.
It's like having a personal tutor who knows everything about your company's systems and can answer any question you throw at it. That would save so much time and frustration.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what they found. The IT teams using this agentic AI solution saw a 60% reduction in the time it took to find the information they needed.
Wow, that's a game changer. Imagine how much more productive those teams could be with all that extra time.
Exactly. And it also led to a significant reduction in errors. When developers have quick and easy access to the right information, they're less likely to make mistakes based on outdated or incomplete knowledge.
It's like a virtuous cycle of efficiency, accuracy, and ultimately better software development.
Exactly. And this agentic AI solution also had a positive impact on the team dynamics. It freed up senior team members to focus on more complex tasks and mentoring junior staff, while junior developers could rely on the AI agent for more routine queries, which helped them to learn more independently.
So it fostered a more collaborative and supportive work environment.
That's right. Okay, one more case study before we move on. FabricX AI also developed a support copilot for insurance quotations. Determining the right occupational codes for those quotations can be really tricky, especially for new staff members who are still learning the ropes.
I can imagine. It's a specialized area with a lot of nuances and complexities.
Exactly. So they created a support copilot, an AI agent that was trained on a vast database of insurance dictionaries and guidelines. This AI assistant could provide real-time recommendations for occupational codes based on the information provided by the user and the context of the quotation. It was like having an experienced insurance expert whispering in the ear of the new staff members.
That sounds like an incredibly valuable tool for onboarding and training new employees. I bet it made them feel much more confident and competent.
Absolutely. And it also had a significant impact on the company's operations. They saw a 40% reduction in the time it took to train new employees on this complex task, and the accuracy of occupational code selection improved dramatically. This led to faster turnaround times for quotations and a smoother customer experience.
Okay, these case studies are really bringing the power of agentic AI to life. It's incredible to see how it's being applied to solve real-world problems and create tangible benefits for businesses and individuals alike.
It is. And we're really just scratching the surface of what's possible with this technology.
Okay, this has been incredibly informative, and I'm eager to learn more. But let's take a moment to digest all this information before we dive into the next part of our deep dive.
That sounds like a good plan. When we come back, we'll explore some of the key considerations for actually implementing agentic AI in a business setting. Welcome back. Now that we have a better grasp of those core design patterns, let's shift gears and talk about what it actually takes to implement agentic AI successfully. It's not quite as simple as just flipping a switch.
Right, I imagine there are some hurdles and things that companies need to consider before jumping in. What are some of the key challenges they might face?
One of the biggest challenges, and this is something that's inherent to AI in general, is managing what we call hallucinations.
Hallucinations. Wait, so the AI is going to start seeing things that aren't really there?
Not exactly. It's not like the AI is having, visual hallucinations, but it can sometimes generate outputs that are factually incorrect or completely fabricated. It's like the AI is making things up, which can obviously be a problem if you're relying on it to make important decisions or provide accurate information.
That does sound a bit unnerving. Why do these hallucinations happen?
It often comes down to the training data. If the AI is trained on a data set that's biased, incomplete, or contains errors, it can lead to skewed or inaccurate outputs. It's like teaching a student using a textbook full of mistakes. They're going to learn the wrong things.
So data quality is crucial. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say. But are there ways to mitigate these hallucinations even with high-quality data?
Absolutely. Proactive monitoring is essential. You need to have systems in place to detect and flag these hallucinations as they occur so you can address them quickly. User education is also important. People need to understand that AI isn't perfect and should always validate critical outputs before making any major decisions based on them.
So a healthy dose of skepticism is a good thing when working with AI, even agentic AI.
Exactly. And then there's domain-specific tuning, which is a fancy way of saying tailoring the AI model to the particular industry or task it's going to be used for. The more specialized the training, the better the AI will perform in that specific context.
It's like giving the AI a crash course in the specific field it's going to be working in so it can better understand the nuances and complexities.
Precisely. And this tuning process should be ongoing. You need to monitor how the AI is performing, identify any areas where it's struggling, and then adjust the model accordingly to improve its accuracy and reliability.
So it's not just a set it and forget it type of thing. You need to constantly monitor, adjust, and refine the AI model to get the best results.
Exactly. And this brings us to another important consideration: scaling from prototype to production. Building a small-scale prototype is one thing, but deploying agentic AI at scale in a real-world business environment is a whole different ballgame.
I can imagine. What are some of the hurdles companies might face when they try to go from that initial prototype to a fully operational system?
Well, as we discussed, data quality is paramount. You need to make sure the AI is trained on a massive amount of high-quality data that accurately reflects the real-world scenarios it's going to encounter. And this data needs to be constantly updated and maintained to keep the AI's knowledge current.
So it's a continuous process. You can't just feed the AI some data once and expect it to perform well forever.
Right. The data landscape is constantly changing, and the AI needs to keep up. Then there's the issue of performance tuning. You need to optimize the AI system so it can handle the volume and complexity of real-world tasks without slowing down or crashing.
So speed and efficiency are crucial.
Absolutely. And you also need to think about computational resources. Running a sophisticated AI system requires a lot of processing power, especially when you're dealing with large data sets or complex tasks.
So companies need to make sure they have the infrastructure in place to support agentic AI. It's not something you can just run on a basic laptop, I guess.
Probably not. And then, of course, there's the critical element of testing. You need to rigorously test and validate the AI's performance throughout the development process. This includes identifying and addressing edge cases, which are those unusual or unexpected situations that can trip up an AI.
So it's all about making sure the AI can handle anything you throw at it, even those weird outlier scenarios.
Right. Iterative testing and refinement are key to ensuring the AI is robust and reliable.
Okay, this is all starting to sound pretty complex and potentially expensive.
It can be. And that brings us to another important consideration: cost management. Implementing and maintaining agentic AI systems isn't cheap. You have to factor in the costs of data acquisition, infrastructure, software development, and ongoing maintenance and support.
So it's a significant investment, but I imagine the potential cost savings and efficiency gains could outweigh the upfront expenses, right?
That's the calculation companies have to make. It really depends on the specific application and the potential return on investment.
Right. It's about weighing the costs and benefits carefully to make sure agentic AI is the right solution for the problem you're trying to solve.
Exactly. And this is where partnering with a professional team that specializes in agentic AI can be incredibly valuable.
So it's probably not something you can just cobble together in your basement with a few coding tutorials.
Not really. These systems are complex and require deep expertise in AI principles, software engineering, and the specific industry or domain the AI will be operating in. A professional team can provide guidance on how to align AI capabilities with your business goals, help you design a system tailored to your needs, and help you avoid costly mistakes or project failures.
So it's about having that expert guidance to navigate the complexities of implementing agentic AI and making sure you're getting the most out of your investment.
Absolutely. And they can also help you think through the ethical implications, which is becoming increasingly important as AI becomes more powerful and pervasive.
That's a great point. We've talked about some of the technical challenges, but what about the broader implications of agentic AI? How is this technology going to impact our lives and our society?
Well, that's a big question, and there are a lot of different perspectives on it. One of the most significant implications is the potential for increased automation across a wide range of industries.
Right. If AI can handle those complex tasks we've been talking about, it seems like a lot of jobs that are currently done by humans could be automated. That's bound to have a major impact on the workforce.
It is. But it's important to remember that automation doesn't necessarily equal job displacement. It can also lead to job transformation. As AI takes over more routine and repetitive tasks, it can free up humans to focus on more creative, strategic, and human-centric work.
So it's not about replacing humans, it's about augmenting human capabilities and creating new opportunities for people to contribute their unique skills and talents.
Exactly. It's about creating a more collaborative and symbiotic relationship between humans and AI, where each leverages their strengths to achieve better outcomes.
That sounds like a positive vision of the future. But are there any potential downsides to this increased automation that we should be aware of?
Of course. One concern is the potential for bias. We've already talked about how AI can hallucinate and generate inaccurate outputs. But if AI agents are trained on biased data, they can perpetuate and even amplify those biases in their decision-making. This could have significant consequences in areas like hiring, lending, and even criminal justice.
That's a serious concern. So we need to be incredibly careful about the data we use to train these AI systems and make sure we're not inadvertently baking bias into them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Transparency and accountability are crucial. We need to be able to understand how these AI agents are making decisions and make sure they're operating fairly and ethically.
It's like we're entering this new era of human-machine collaboration, and we need to establish clear guidelines and principles to ensure this partnership is beneficial for everyone.
Exactly. We need to have open and honest conversations about the potential risks and benefits of agentic AI and work together to develop ethical frameworks to guide its development and deployment.
So it's not just about the technical aspects of building these systems, it's also about considering the broader societal and ethical implications.
Absolutely. And with those considerations in mind, the future of agentic AI is incredibly exciting. Imagine personalized AI assistants helping us manage our health, finances, and education. Imagine AI agents automating scientific research, accelerating drug discovery, and even helping us solve the climate crisis.
It sounds like science fiction.
It does. But it's all within the realm of possibility. As these technologies continue to evolve, we're likely to see even more amazing and transformative applications emerge.
Okay, you've definitely painted a compelling picture of the potential of agentic AI. But as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'm curious, if a company is considering implementing agentic AI, what would be your top piece of advice?
I'd say start with a clear understanding of your goals and the problems you're trying to solve. Don't just jump on the AI bandwagon because it's trendy. Carefully consider whether agentic AI is the right tool for the job and whether you have the resources and expertise to implement it effectively.
So a thoughtful and strategic approach is essential. Don't just dive in headfirst without a plan.
Exactly. And remember, agentic AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet. It requires careful planning, implementation, and ongoing management to unlock its full potential.
Great advice. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from those clunky early chatbots to the exciting world of agentic AI. We've explored the core design patterns, the practical considerations, and the broader implications of this transformative technology.
It's been a fascinating journey, and I hope you, the listener, now have a better understanding of what agentic AI is, how it works, and the potential it holds for the future.
I know I've learned a lot, but before we wrap up this deep dive completely, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on where you see agentic AI heading in the next few years.
Well, I think we're going to see agentic AI become increasingly integrated into our daily lives. Think about how much we rely on our smartphones now. In the future, you might have a personalized AI agent that acts as an extension of your smartphone, managing your schedule, filtering your information, even anticipating your needs before you even realize them.
That sounds both amazing and a little bit creepy, like having a digital twin who knows you better than you know yourself.
Yeah, it's definitely going to raise some interesting questions about privacy and control, but if done right, it could also free up a lot of mental bandwidth and allow you to focus on the things that really matter to you.
So instead of spending hours sifting through emails and trying to remember appointments, you could delegate all that to your AI agent and free up your time for more creative pursuits or simply spending time with loved ones.
Exactly. And I think we'll also see agentic AI playing a bigger role in solving some of the world's most pressing challenges. Imagine AI agents working alongside scientists to develop new treatments for diseases, or helping engineers design more sustainable energy systems, or even assisting policymakers in crafting more effective social programs.
So agentic AI isn't just about making our lives easier on an individual level. It also has the potential to make a positive impact on a global scale.
Absolutely. And I think we're only just beginning to scratch the surface of what's possible. As the technology continues to advance and as we learn more about how to design and implement these systems responsibly, the applications are going to become even more mind-blowing.
Well, you've definitely given us a lot to think about. It's clear that agentic AI is a powerful force that has the potential to reshape our world in profound ways. But as we've discussed throughout this deep dive, it's crucial that we approach this technology thoughtfully, ethically, and with a clear understanding of both its potential benefits and risks.
I couldn't agree more. Agentic AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It's up to us to ensure that it's used in a way that benefits humanity and creates a more just and equitable future for everyone.
Well said. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the fascinating world of agentic AI. We've explored its evolution, its core design patterns, the practical considerations for implementing it, and its broader implications for the future.
I hope this journey has been insightful and has sparked your curiosity about the incredible possibilities of agentic AI.
It certainly has for me. Thank you for joining us on the Depth Dive. Be sure to tune in next time as we explore another cutting-edge topic in the world of technology and innovation.